guys, welcome to this video, all you need to know about Pilates part 2. So I've done another one of these already. You can access by going onto my videos. I'll also put the link in the description. That was a really useful, oh hello. That was a really useful video to learn about what Pilates is, the benefits, etc. So definitely make sure you watch that video as well. So as I get asked so many questions as a Pilates instructor, I thought I'd do a part 2 because I know a lot of you found it quite useful. So here we go. All you need to know about Pilates, Q&A part 2. So a question that I get asked all the time is, does Pilates just work your abdominal area, or can I work my legs, my arms as well? So I do think that it's a bit of a myth that everybody thinks Pilates just works your core and your abdominal area. And whilst that is true, that Pilates is so beneficial, so good for working your core, because we really focus on that with every single exercise. So even if you're just lifting one leg up in the air, you need to really engage your core and use all of these muscles. So whilst Pilates does really take a big focus on your core, it's an absolute myth that that's all Pilates does. So we definitely work our legs quite a lot, so you'll do lots of leg circles, you work your arms, you work your full body, your glutes, your hip flexors. So whilst Pilates really does work a lot on your core and engaging your core to move other body parts and keeping that stability, you definitely work your legs, your arms, you work everything. It really is a good full body workout. So it's definitely not the case that Pilates is just for your core and for your abdominals. Another question that I get asked all the time is, I'm a person of age, I'm slightly older, I'm not athletic, can I do Pilates? And the answer is, of course you can. Like, Pilates is honestly for everybody. So whether you have a bit of a hip injury, a bit of a knee injury, back pain, obviously as long as you've got medical clearance and as long as your doctor says it's okay for you to exercise, then Pilates is perfect for you. Literally anyone can do Pilates. I've been teaching for a while and I have so many over 60s that come to my classes and they love it and they just work at their own pace, work to whatever level that they feel comfortable to, and if something is too difficult for them, they just don't do it. So if you're a person of age, if you're over 60 or over 70, even if you're 80, obviously just be really careful with doing any exercise. But even if you're over 80, of course you can. You should do Pilates. It will help you with your mobility, with your balance, with everything. Be gentle, just take one step at a time, do what you can, and if something doesn't feel comfortable or you just don't feel right doing that specific exercise, then you just move on to the next exercise. You don't have to be athletic, you don't have to be professional, anything to do Pilates. To be honest, when I first started, I did think, like, oh well, I'm not a dancer, I'm not flexible, maybe it's not for me, but it absolutely is. I just want to show you that anybody can do it. So yes, you can. This leads to my next question that I get asked. I don't do any fitness, is Pilates good for you? Like I just said, absolutely anybody can do Pilates. You don't have to be an athlete, you don't have to be a professional in anything, like gymnast, anything at all. Pilates is perfect for you, so definitely do it and get started today. Another question that people ask me quite a lot is, what is the difference between mat Pilates and equipment Pilates? On mat Pilates, you just need a mat, and a lot of the exercises are using your own body weight, really working hard to focus on your core, your alignments, and making sure your spine and your hips and your pelvis are all in the correct position before you start that specific exercise. You don't really have that many props apart from maybe some small weights or a Pilates ball or a magic circle or the band. So you just use small, inexpensive bits of equipment and you work on your mat. Now there are also lots of other types of Pilates where you use equipment such as the Reformer, the Cadillac, etc. And these are just quite big pieces of equipment. They're quite expensive, so you generally would go to a studio to do a Reformer class. To be honest, they are also fantastic. A Reformer is such a good piece of equipment. It really teaches you a lot about your body, where your body is in space. It uses resistance, learn how your body moves with resistance or against resistance. It's a really good piece of equipment. So that's the difference, but both types of Pilates are really good for you. They're really beneficial. You don't need to do one or the other, just do something. This leads to my next question that I get asked, that I don't really have the budget for equipment classes. What can I do? I completely understand, because an equipment class, so like a Reformer class, is expensive. Not everybody can afford it. If you can afford it and you have access to a studio, I really do recommend doing a Reformer class or a Cadillac or just any equipment-based classes, because it really will help you to learn about your body. So I really do recommend it. If you don't have the budget or if you don't have access to a studio, then just do mat Pilates. If you can't get to a class, a face-to-face class, then definitely just do my workouts here on YouTube. I know they're not all an hour long, but they're quick, they're easy. You don't need that much time. You just need 15 minutes here, 20 minutes, probably 30 minutes maximum, and you still get a really good workout. If you don't have the budget, it really doesn't matter. You can still do Pilates. So another question that I get asked is, do I have to be flexible to do Pilates? No, absolutely not. You don't have to be flexible. You're going to get flexible doing Pilates. You really are. It's going to improve your flexibility, your mobility, your balance, so much, your core. You're going to get toned, more definition. It can help you lose weight if you also combine Pilates with a healthy eating diet. So if you change your diet and do some cardio as well as Pilates, it will help you to lose weight. So there's so many benefits of it, and you don't need to already be perfect to start. You just need to start. The next question is, why is keeping a neutral spine so important? This is really important for your start position, because Pilates really teaches you about your having a correct posture, you having your spine and your pelvis in the correct position before you even start an exercise. So for example, if you're doing your cat, where you're on all fours and you're starting to round your back, you need to have a flat back to begin with, or a neutral spine. Otherwise you won't really get the benefit of the rounding of your spine. Or if you're going into an extension exercise, if your spine is already in extension, then you're not really going to get the benefit of moving your spine from neutral to extension and then back to neutral. Really learning your alignment, that correct start position, is really important in Pilates. I get asked this question quite often as well, can I do Pilates if I'm pregnant? And of course you can. You can do a prenatal Pilates class. I just recommend finding a teacher that's qualified in prenatal and postnatal pregnancy, because it's a different type of Pilates that you need to do. You can't just do all the things that someone that's not pregnant can do. So definitely do some research, see what you can find. Please speak to your doctor as well. Just make sure you check with them as well. Like, oh, in this Pilates class, I did this exercise. Is this okay for me to do at this stage of my pregnancy? They should be able to tell you yes or no. Number one, most vital, most important thing is to make sure that you find a teacher that's qualified in pre and postnatal Pilates, because if they're not qualified, they haven't actually learned how to teach a pregnant body, they shouldn't be teaching you. Why should I do Pilates? I don't know where to start, but there are so many reasons, so many benefits. I think I mentioned it a bit earlier as well. You are going to improve your mobility, your flexibility, your balance. Your core is going to get stronger, your muscles, your joints, your posture. If you suffer from back pain, hip pain, knee pain, Pilates is going to help you. Use it to help you lose weight, really help you tone your body. I personally like doing Pilates, going for a walk every day. I like to keep my steps up. I try to do 10,000 steps a day. And then I do like to do HIIT workouts and weighted workouts as well. I don't do that as often as I do Pilates and walking, and that really works for me. It keeps me in shape, it keeps me healthy, it keeps me happy. That's why I do Pilates, why I think you should do Pilates as well. It's really good for your mental health. I know that if I do a Pilates class, not if I'm teaching, well, even if I'm teaching, but obviously if I actually attend a class myself or I do a class on YouTube, I just forget about everything else. So I'm really present in that moment, and it really does help me to relax. So if you're somebody that gets stressed out a lot in your work or just with life is stressful, this is a really good reason to do Pilates. It's one of the main benefits. So I've got one more question that I'm going to answer, and it is, I'm a man, why does Pilates benefit me? I work out anyway, why do I need to do Pilates as a man? I think men tend to work on specific body parts. So if you're a man that loves going to the gym, loves training, you probably work your biceps, your triceps, your leg muscles and your six-pack muscle. Almost guarantee that you don't work on your hip flexors, on your deep intrinsic abdominal muscles, so the muscles underneath your six-pack muscles. All parts of your shoulders, your rotator cuff, all of these joints, bones and muscles, you probably don't work that as much as you think. It can lead to injury, especially if you're lifting really heavy weights. This is why men should do Pilates, to help them with their workout regime, to help with their recovery process. And if you're a man that doesn't do any of that, so just a man that doesn't really do any exercise, then you should do Pilates to start exercising, to move your body, to keep you mobile, to help with your joints, with your posture. So yeah, so it really does benefit everyone, male, female, slightly older, younger, athletic, not athletic, pregnant, not pregnant. It really helps everyone. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this video here. If you enjoyed watching this, please leave a like, comment below, let me know what you thought. If you want to see another Q&A, send some questions my way and I'll include this again. Also, if you're not subscribed, please make sure you subscribe, because I have lots of really good workouts on my channel. I am going to do more Q&As. I'm going to be adding a lot more content that will really benefit you. And I look forward to you joining me on your Pilates journey. I can't wait to help you.